Hello, class. 12th student. Today I'm going to start chapter 7. Topic is employment and unemployment. This is part 1. In this chapter, we are going to cover these topic: importance of employment, meaning of unemployment, types of unemployment, extent of unemployment, adverse effect measure to reduce unemployment. Okay, so these are the things that we are going to cover in this chapter. So first of all, let me start with what do you mean by unemployment? So unemployment is what? Unemployment is a condition when a person is want and able to work but not able to get the job. So this is known as a situation, is known as a unemployment. So what is written here? It is a situation when people are willing to work at existing wage rate and are able to work but they are not getting the work. So this condition is known as a unemployment. Okay, it should be noted that with emphasis that such people who are not willing to work at this existing wage rate does not consider the unemployed. What is written here? Here is written that if you are able means if you talk about India, so legally any who is above the age of 14 year until the 60 year, you are allowed to do the job. Okay, so in this way you are able, legally you are according to legislation you are able to work. Okay, second thing, able and willingness to work, yani you are willing to work at the given wage rate, and if you are not able to get the job, then you are called unemployed. If you talk about 12th standard student, so legally, yeah, according to our legislation, you are now free, you are not free to do the job, you are the part of labor force. Okay, but actually you are not calculated in unemployment. Why? Because you are not willing to work, you are able but you are not willing to work because you want to get the higher education. So in this way, unemployment include only those people who are able and who are willing to work at the existing rate and not getting the job. Okay, now who is a worker? Who is known as a worker? So worker is an individual who is engaged in some production activity. A worker are an individual engaged in production activity contribute to the GDP by rendering his service. So any person who render his service is known as a worker. Okay, why? Because uh, it it contributes in the process of production, and in this way in return he get a factor of production. So the worker, the person who renders his service, that is considered as a worker. Okay, now types of worker. So if we talk about the types of worker, so there are self-employed worker, hired worker. Okay, and this hired worker is further divided into casual worker and regular worker. If you talk about the self-employed worker, so they are the people who use their own capital, their labor, their land and their entrepreneurship for running the business. Okay, and in this way they are self employed worker. So what is written here? These are the people working in their own business or profession. They earn profit as a reward for their service. So shopkeepers, vendors, barber, a beauty parlor, if you are running in your own house. So these are the example of what? These are the example of self-employed worker. Okay, now talk about the hired worker. Hired means what? We are going to hire them, we are going to purchase their service at a given market price. Okay, so this is what hired uh, worker. So what is written here? These are the people hired by other and are paid wages and salary as a reward for their services. Now there is written two things: wages, sometimes used salary. So now this hired worker is divided into two parts: casual worker and regular worker. So casual worker are those worker that get they get the chance to work casually, yani कि they are a daily wage earner. If there is work, you are going to call the workers and they are going to do the job, and at the last of that working hour you are going to pay the money. Like if there is Diwali is about to come, if you want to clean your house, or if you want to whitewash in your home, so you will hire few people and do the job. After that there is no requirement for whitewashing or for the cleanness, so there is no requirement. So such type of people who render this services, they are considered as a casual worker. Okay, यानी कि when there is job you will use them, you will render their service, and when there is no work you are not going to call them. So this is casual worker. So these are likely daily wage earner, not a permanent role of the employer, and not entitled social security benefit. So first of all, casual worker are those who are not going to get the job on the daily basis. Okay, there is some work, they are going to get the job. If there is not work, they are not going to get the job. Okay, and they are not given any social security benefit. Now if you talk about the regular, the regular means the workers who are working on the regular basis. Okay, like you can talk about the organized sector, you can talk about the government sector, teaching field also. So you, these are the field where people will work on the basis of contract. Okay, and they are going to get the casual leave. If you talk about the Tata या Tisco या फिर PSU, railway, so here they get more benefits. Okay, social security benefits, these are also they are going to get. So what is regular? These are on permanent basis and their employees and entitled to social security benefit, yani they are going to get the benefit of provident fund, medical facility. Okay, traveling expenses, bonus. So these are the things that they are going to get. Okay, medical leave, maternity leave. But if you talk about the casual workers, they are not going to get. If they will do the job, they will get the money at the end. Otherwise they are not going to get anything. Okay, next next topic we are going to learn, that is labor force, labor supply and workforce, and this is very important topic. Okay, labor force means what? Labor force is related to total number of worker. Labor force is related to total number of workers. ठीक है, and labor force is related to a total number of people, working people, total number of people who are willing or want to do the job. Okay, यानी कि labor force is related to all the people who are above the 40 year and till the 60 year, because it is a it is the working age. Okay, so it belong to those. Now labor supply is related to what? Labor supply is related to those who are ready to do the job, or they are searching the job at the existing label. Okay, workforce, so workforce only include those who are actually in job. So in very simple language, if I explain all these things, so it is related to total number of people available for rendering, available for rendering their service, rendering their service. And it is related to total number of the people who are allowed to do the job according to the legislation. Okay, now labor supply, it is related to two. First, total number of people who are working at existing wage rate. Okay, and second is what? Who are willing. So it includes those who are working and who are willing. So it is sum total of both. And if you talk about the workforce, so it is related to only who are actually working, who are actually working. Okay, so this is all about these three topics. Let me understand one by one. So labor supply, it refers to the labor corresponding to different wages rate. Okay, and supply of labor is measured in terms of man days of the work, and it is always related to wage rate. Supply of labor can increase or decrease even when the number of the worker remain constant, because the supply of labor is measured in terms of man days or person days. So a person days referring to the 8 hour. Okay, so simply labor force is related to what? It is related to number of the people who are willing, are doing the job, okay, are willing to do the job at existing wage rate. The number of the labor supply can increase or decrease by increasing the wage rate. Okay, and it is related to what? It is related to actually time hours, how much time you are giving. So basically working hour is taken as a 8 hour. Okay, now if you talk about the labor force, so it is related to number of the person actually working are willing to work. It is not related to wage rate. So this is related to how much are willing are working at existing wage rate. It is related to total number of the people who are available as a labor force. Okay, because it is measured in term of number of the person. The size of labor force increase or decrease only when the number of person actually working are willing to work increases or decreases. So it is related to wage rate, it is not related to wage rate. For example, if you talk about primary sector, so if suppose yeah, there are two firm A and B. A is providing more wage, so obviously people will shift to there. Okay, so labor supply will increase in firm A in compared to firm B. If you talk about the labor force, the labor force is related to the number of the people who are working in both the firm. Okay, so this is what. It is not related to wage rate. It is just going to give you the number of the people who are working, are willing to work. Okay, that is labor force. And labor supply, how much people are willing, are able to work, are working at existing wage rate. Now third point is workforce. So what is workforce? It refers to the people who are actually working, it does not include the people who are willing. Okay, so actually working, that is known as a workforce. So this is the equation to find out the workforce. Labor force, yani total number of the people, minus number of the person not working but they are willing to work. This brings to estimate unemployment. So with the help of the workforce, we are able to find out the value, a number of the unemployed. How we get? By this, using this equation. So it is important. Okay, labor force minus workforce, we get unemployed. Okay, now this is also very important equation, rate of unemployed. How we calculate rate of unemployment? Number of the person unemployed upon size of labor force multiplied by 100. Now participation rate, this is the equation for the participation rate. देखो student, all these equation you have to learn. Okay, now question is why there is requirement to do the job, and why we are studying about these working people. So answer is here. First of all, why do people work? So देखो, when we do the work we earn living, यानी we are going to get the money in reward. It is going to help us. Okay, why? Because all of us are interdependence. For our fulfillment of our need we require money. Okay, employment infuses us the self-esteem and bring to more for our sense of self-worth. The first important thing is that ki because of working we are going to get the money, and that is very important to fulfillment of basic amenities. Second thing, ki when you are doing the job you are going to get the self-esteem, self-respect in your own side as well as in the point of society also. Next is ki it helps to increase the GDP also. Okay, when you are doing the job, you are contributing in the production of goods and services, so obviously there will be increase in the flow of goods and services. In this way there will be increase in the GDP. So these are the three reasons because of that people work. First of all, what is the first thing? We do the job because we get the money, it gives us respect, and third, it helps our economy. Okay, now next is key, what is need to study about working people. So first is that ki it offers insight into the quality and quantity of our human resources and human capital. Okay, so with the help of these data we are able to find out ki how human resources are useful and how we can formulate it. Now employment study help analysis significance of different sector. So how all the three sector are interdependence, how they are contributing. So all these things we are able to understand by studying uh, working people. Okay, it help analysis may social issues such as social security of the worker, work environment, exploitation of the worker. So when we are going to study about the working people, then only there is the minimum wage legislation, there is maternity leave. So this is the result of this study. So that is the thing key, there are many things for the labors. Next is it offer input for the manpower planning. Oh, obviously when we are going to study working people, then only we are able to know how much people are unemployed and what their expectation as a wage rate. So in this way we can make the planning for the future, how we can use our human resources as a human capital. Okay, now next topic is size of workforce in India. So if you talk about the India, so 40 India has nearly 40 crore of persons as a workforce. Okay, now about the 70% of workforce, 30% are female worker. In 70% belong to rural and 30 belong to urban area. Female worker is in rural area, if you talk, it is 41.8. If you talk about the urban area, so this is 35.31. Now what these data reveals, so these data reveals that these questions, why is the bulk of our workforce depend upon rural area, why is the percentage of female worker low and lower still in the urban area. So these two basic questions come out from these data. So let we understand. First question is, what is the bulk of our workforce rural based, यानी कि जो 40 crore is the workforce, and in that 70% people are engaged in rural area. It's mean that ki there is not proper development of secondary and tertiary sector. Still majority of the people are dependent for their livelihood on rural area. Okay, so what is written here? Simply because bulk of the job are in rural area, does it mean ki bulk of our GDP is derived from the rural economy? No, not. Why? Because more people are engaged in farming and aligned activity, but contribution is less in GDP, and it is going to एक्चुअली एक्सप्लेन डिस्गाइज्ड अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट. यहाँ वहाँ पे देखो एक लैंड है, देयर आर वर्किंग 15 people, बट देयर इज जस्ट रिक्वायरमेंट ऑफ 5 worker, बट दीज 10 worker आर नॉट हैविंग एनी अदर वर्क. तो दैट इज़ वाई ऑल दीज आर वर्किंग ऑन दिस फील्ड. Okay, so this is because of disguised unemployment also. So low and result will be what? Low productivity in rural area, it implies low earning, and which is there is widespread poverty in rural area. So because of this disguised unemployment, okay, people are going to get less earning because their marginal productivity is going to be low. Okay, and there will be less earning यानी कि there will be more poorness in the society. Now why is the percentage of female worker low and lower still in the urban area? So if you talk about the participation of male and female, the female workers are less in compared to male. The reason is that कि still women are dependent upon male member to do the job or not to do the job. Okay, and they are not going to get skilled education, professional and technical education. And if you talk about our country, so in India it is considered as कि women's first job is to do the household job, to do uh, to take care of the family member. So this is the basic reason, because of that we find this condition. Okay, so what is written here: female education is still for a cry, implying low opportunity for the job. Among most families in urban area, job work for women is still governed by the family decision rather than individual. So these are the reason. Now higher employment among द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन इज़ ना कि रूरल एरिया में फिर भी वुमेंस ज़्यादा काम करती हैं इन कंपेयर टू अर्बन एरिया. ये क्यों है? तो यहाँ पे इसका आंसर दिया हुआ है, एंड दैट इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. ओके, सो इफ़ यू टॉक अबाउट द रूरल एरिया, सो रूरल एरिया में वुमेंस आर डूइंग मोर जॉब. वाई? बिकॉज देयर फैमिली, बिकॉज in rural area family income is quite low, so because of that all family member have to work, and result is that ki women are also working, but they are working but at a lower wage rate. Why? Because they are unskilled, so they are going to do the job like do the dishes, yeah, cleaning, yeah, for doing the farming activity. So because of that they are going to get very less money in return. Okay, so basic reason for higher participation of women in rural area is widespread rural poverty. Okay, female worker in rural area are largely engaged in low paid and less productivity job because their family income is low. Okay, and many of them are given wages in terms of grains during the harvesting season, and that the season when they found most job. So there are actually two questions. First is ki why there is low participation of female overall. So reason is first कि female are still not having good education, technical education, higher education. Okay, second thing is that कि they are going to do the job or not, it depend upon the family members, it depend upon the male members. They are not allowed to do take these decisions. Okay, now next question is that कि in rural area there is more participation of women in compared to urban. The reason is that their family income is quite low, so because of that they have to do the job. Okay, now rate of participation in India. So we are talking about overall rate of participation of India. So urban area is about 33.9%, rural area is 35%. If you talk about in urban area, so 53% rate of participation, men and women is only 14.2%. If you talk about rural area, so 51.7% men and 17.5% women. So still you can see ki rate of participation in urban area is more. So why more? Because in urban area people are more skilled and they are having skilled knowledge, so that is the reason. Second thing that you come to know about these data, that ki women participation in urban area is low in compared to rural area. So reason is again ki in rural area family income is quite low, so because of that women have to go outside to do the job. Okay, overall rate of participation in country is about 34.7%. Now what these fact reveals? So first, higher dependency ratio. It's mean that overall rate of participation in country is not very high. It's mean ki majority of people are not doing the job, they are dependent upon other working people. Next is high rate of participation but low level of productivity in rural area. Okay, we can find that ki more people are participating in rural area but productivity is low. So why? Because of disguised unemployment, they are using outdated technology. So these are the reason. Okay, so larger percentage of population in engaged in rural area, but contribution of rural area in GDP is quite low. Okay, why? Because rural area only point to lower productivity. Lower productivity means lower income, and that is going to give the problem of poorness. Okay, now third thing that we come to know, that the high rate of participation for the women in rural area. So reason is same. uh, Family income is very low, so because of the poverty, women are compelled to go and do the job. Okay, when employment is a priority, women tend to seek employment at an early age, and this has raised the rate of participation in rural area. Preference for even less productivity job sets in a motion and vicious circle of low productivity. So these are the thing that ये इन चीज़ों को और आगे बढ़ाती है. ठीक है. Now, here is the data related to percentage distribution of workforce as a self-employed and hired. Okay. Here you can see that कि urban area hired, if you talk about the hired, so 61.7 is hired worker and self-employed. If you talk about the rural area, so this is the percentage of hired in rural area and self-employed. तो यहाँ से क्या निकल के आता है? यहाँ से ये पॉइंट निकल के आता है कि अर्बन एरिया में लोग हायर्ड जॉब ज़्यादा करते हैं, जबकि रूरल एरिया में कम करते हैं. ठीक है. सेल्फ एम्प्लॉयड रूरल एरिया में ज़्यादा है इन कंपेयर टू अर्बन एरिया. ऐसा क्यों है? सो सिंपली इट इज़ बिकॉज कि ओके, इट इज़ सिंपली बिकॉज वेट, हाँ, ऐसा इसलिए है क्योंकि जो अर्बन एरिया के लोग हैं दे आर मोर स्किल्ड, तो दे ईजिली गेट द जॉब इन फैक्ट्रीज एंड ऑफिस. ओके, in rural area they are not having a skilled job, so they do their own non-farm activities, and they prefer to do this, to stay on the family and filled on self job. So these are the reason. Now next data is related to the percentage of distribution of workforce as a self-employed and hired according to the gender. Okay, according to the gender. सो जेंडर की जब बात करोगे, सो ओके, दिस इज़ मेल एंड दिस इज़ रिलेटेड टू फीमेल. सो सेल्फ एम्प्लॉयड मेल में ज़्यादा हैं इन कंपेयर टू फीमेल. ओके, सो रीज़न व्हाट इज़ रिटन हियर कि सेल्फ एम्प्लॉयड हैड बिकम slightly more important as a source of livelihood than the wage employment. Among women, percentage of wage employment is a bit higher than the women man. This is the reason, owing to their low level of education but high compulsion for the job. Okay, women are ready to do even at a low wage rate. Okay, so that is why there are more women's in hired job. Now occupational structure are distribution of workforce by industry. So first of all, here is given what do you mean by primary, secondary and tertiary. Primary sector is related to agriculture and allied activity like forestry, logging, fishing, mining, quarrying. Okay, now secondary sector, it includes construction, electricity, gas and water supply. Tertiary sector, it is related to trade, transportation, storage and servicing like banking and insurance. Okay, now here is given distribution of workforce across primary, secondary and tertiary sector. तो आप देख सकते हो कि प्राइमरी सेक्टर में 43.8% पीपल आर इंगेज्ड, 24.7 इन सेकेंडरी एंड 31.5, यानी कि फर्स्ट पोजीशन इज़ getting primary sector, and then second position tertiary sector, and then third is manufacturing sector. इसका मतलब क्या है कि still we are higher dependency on primary sector, and जो manufacturing sector है इसका डेवलपमेंट प्रॉपरली नहीं हुआ है, उसकी कंपेयर में टर्सरी सेक्टर का ज़्यादा डेवलपमेंट हुआ है. तो दीज आर द थिंग दैट we get from these data. higher dependency on primary sector. It is still a sign of backwardness as productivity is low. Okay, and structure of wage rate is not much beyond the subsistence level of the life. Okay, now next data is related to distribution of rural and urban workforce across different sector. So here you can see, if you talk about the rural workforce, so they are more engaged in primary sector, and this is your secondary and this is your tertiary sector. in ये अर्बन एरिया, यहाँ पे ये है टर्सरी, दिस इज़ योर सेकेंडरी एंड दिस इज़ योर प्राइमरी. तो आप देख के क्लियरली ये क्लियर होता है कि रूरल एरिया में अभी भी जो मेन सोर्स ऑफ इनकम है वो क्या है आपका, मेन सोर्स अभी भी एग्रीकल्चर और अलाइन एक्टिविटीज़ है. ओके, एंड सेकेंड इज़ टर्सरी सेक्टर, ट्रांसपोर्टेशन, ओके, ट्रेडिंग, एंड देन सेकेंडरी. यानी कि अभी भी रूरल एरिया में अभी भी जो सेकेंडरी सेक्टर है उसका डेवलपमेंट प्रॉपर नहीं हुआ. इफ़ यू टॉक अबाउट द अर्बन एरिया, सो मेजॉरिटी ऑफ द पीपल आर गेटिंग देयर लिवलीहुड फ्रॉम द टर्सरी सेक्टर. ओके, एंड सेकेंड पोजिशन ऑफ सेकेंडरी एंड द एट द लास्ट प्राइमरी. ओके, so while those living in urban area engage largely in the secondary and tertiary, and those in rural find in primary. Okay, tertiary sector is taking a lead over secondary sector in urban area. So these are the things we come to know about from this data. Now distribution of male and female workforce across different sector. So here you can see कि if you talk about the male worker, so this is primary sector, this is secondary, this is tertiary and this is other. तो आप देख सकते हो कि मेल जो है, मेल वर्कर्स ज़्यादातर प्राइमरी में इंगेज हैं, उसके बाद सेकेंड पोजीशन टर्सरी का है एंड देन थर्ड सेकेंडरी का है. इफ़ यू टॉक अबाउट द फीमेल वर्कर, so they are more contributing in compared to the male workers in primary sector. So this is the primary sector, and second position is of tertiary sector, and then third, and this is the fourth. Okay, so what these data reveals, so first, primary activity of production are confined largely to rural area. Mobility of women in rural area is extremely low. They would prefer to do the job close to their home even when wage rate is low. Percentage of men finding employment in primary sector is only next to that of the women. It is also fairly low. It is explained in terms of lack of job outside agriculture. Okay, so that is why majority of the women are working in the primary sector. Now only a modest change in occupational structure. So here we are going to study these two data. In 1950 to 51, it is related to 2017 to 18. So there is change. Primary sector 72%, now it is 43%. 10% now it is 24%. Tertiary 17, now 31. Still एक common चीज़ जो आप देख सकते हो कि first is still primary, second is tertiary, third is मैन्युफैक्चरिंग. तो ये कॉमन फिगर आपको अभी दोनों साइड मिल रहा है. ठीक है, बस यहाँ पे स्लाइड चेंजेस आए हैं डेटा में. तो आप बोल सकते हो कि इट इज़ नॉट गुड फॉर द इकॉनमी. स्टिल आवर इकॉनमी इज़ नॉट डूइंग एज वेल एज इट कैन डू, क्योंकि जब तक हमारा जो स्ट्रक्चरल चेंज नहीं होगा, जब तक ये जो एग्रीकल्चर पर डिपेंडेंसी है ये कम नहीं होगी, एंड पीपल जो एक्स्ट्रा वर्क फोर्स है इट इज़ गोइंग टू गेट एंगेजमेंट इन सेकेंडरी सेक्टर, वी आर नॉट एबल टू गेट आवर 5 long term goal. Okay, we are not able to achieve this. Okay, thank you for today.